So now that Hudson had struck this tenuous deal with his disgruntled Dutch crew, he had to start making good on his promises. Sure, they were glad to escape the Arctic with their fingers and toes intact, but these hard-scrabble sea beggars were not going to sail toward the unknown side of the planet forever without realizing some form of compensation. After all, these were not docile deckhands. They were privateers. This was the business that they were in. And so was Henry Hudson, whether he wanted to admit it or not. Now, privateers and pirates have a lot of similarities, with the one key difference being that the privateers carry the blessing and backing of their home nation. But pirates have no nation, not one that they legally recognize anyway. And that legal blessing was officially known as a letter of marque, and was really the thin line between privateering and pirating. You see, a letter of marque was a very useful tool to many nations. It enabled them to protect and enrich their government by contracting with ready, willing, and able mercenary private captains and sailors, rather than committing to the vast, cost-prohibitive drain of maintaining a large, complex navy, particularly in times of peace. But now, in the case of Henry Hudson, there was one critical element missing, and that was his letter of marque, because he didn't have one. After all, the Dutch were already skeptical at best about sending this slippery Englishman off with their ship and crew. You see, in the days leading up to the planned departure for the voyage, Hudson had disappeared from Amsterdam entirely without signing his contract, and thereby delaying and perplexing the Dutch company directors to the point that they were thoroughly resolved to revoke the deal altogether, until the mercurial Englishman had suddenly resurfaced one day in late March 1609, along with the pungent rumor that he had just come from negotiating the very same voyage with King Henry and the French. So, rather than risk losing this opportunity to the French, to the English, or to anyone else, the ambitious upstart Dutch businessman hastily signed the contract and fast-tracked Hudson's departure. But 3 months into this schizophrenic voyage, toward the end of June, the sun was now shining, an ocean breeze was blowing, but it was no longer the bone-chilling air from the top of the globe, but rather the gentle coastal gusts they felt just a few days east of Newfoundland. And sailing west beneath the sun that grew warmer every day, these rejuvenated sea beggars had fire in their bellies and ambition in their Dutch hearts, and after a quarter of a year under Henry Hudson's sketchy command, they were ready for some of that compensation. And on the 25th of June, under fair and sun-shining weather, they steered the half-moon west by south till 12 of the clock, when they spotted another ship, heading west, back in the direction from which they had just come. And just what do you suppose this rogue pack of underpaid seamen did when they saw that ship? Well, they chased it, of course. Why? Well, as I told you earlier, they were hungry and eager for action and for compensation. And their captain owed them that opportunity, and he knew it. Because the blind ambition of the complex and conflicted Henry Hudson would open the door to a cavalcade of chaos, all as conciliation to his increasingly and relentlessly aggressive Dutch crew. Climb aboard. History is cool.